大家好，欢迎到 Blue Rider Art 台北敦仁馆。这一次呢，我们很荣幸邀请到德国艺术家 Sven Drühl，他来做这一档首个展《新风景 4.0 New Landscape 4.0》。因为疫情的关系呢，艺术家他没有办法到现场来，所以我们跟他在柏林线上连线。Hello, good morning.
Hello, Elsa.
So, let's talk about your artist career. I understand you have a PhD degree in art science, which is very rare, and you also a writer. You write about thesis about art history, and you are very interested in mathematics, and you're also a landscape painter. So for so many roles, how did you develop, especially science, mathematics, and art? Which comes first in your childhood?
Yeah, it's crazy. When I paint, I always calculate. No, it's not like that. I started with painting at the university, and at the same time I decided to study mathematics besides, because I was always interested in that too. And during the studying of painting, I recognized that I love to think about the art of others. So I started writing about it, and so it comes that I was writing articles for art magazines, and then I decided to make my PhD, and besides I was always exhibiting a lot, so it was kind of fully packed for some years.
And does mathematics and art, mathematics taking a role in your art career, how it impact you, how it influence you in art?
I think when you are a mathematician, you're always very structured, and this to be structured is very important in my art work. It's like a system. I have a real theoretical impact on landscape, and all my system is structured in a way that I always think about how can I force landscape into something new, but I really love patterns and schemes like the mathematics, so it always comes close in my paintings that they are based on pattern.
For the show this time, it's, we have several series of your different periods. And could you talk about the context of each period, how you use different materials or different ideas to create the new, so-called new painting on landscape?
Yeah, I choose extra artworks from maybe 7 years to give you kind of a survey of what I'm doing in these different series. And the main series is the silicone, oil and lacquer series, and I do it nearly for 20 years now. And these are all based on art historic paintings. It's an imagery of art history, and I do remixes of them. So it's often a combination, maybe the trees out of a Hodler painting and the mountains out of a Friedrich painting, and I create a special technique out of oil, lacquer and silicone, which is really unusual for a painter, to give it a special aesthetical style. So it's very important that it's based on art history, and I want to do something new with it through combination. And the other series you have now in the exhibition is quite new. I do it since 2009. fifth, and then I wanted to start at the opposite point. I use textures from the game industry, and in this vectors, there's nothing inside, it's just line. And I wanted to use it for paintings that look realistic. It's like a photo sometimes, and so it's a virtual start, and I want to express it like I'm sitting outside.
Mm-hmm. So you've created a term, retrograde, and you also mentioned about abstraction on abstraction, and you have series of black monochrome series. Could you further illustrate?
Yeah, the term retrograde is a word combination of retro and avant-garde. It's like looking back and to the future. And it means, for me, to create something new by looking back. So the art history and all that is very important, but I want to do something new. And it's such a basic motif landscape. So it's not working like I go outside in the nature and paint it. I have to do something very special that it's contemporary landscape. And what I always say is abstraction in second order. That means that when I use this art historical paintings, someone like Friedrich was in nature, and he abstracted from nature directly. And now I'm using his paintings abstract some more. So it's abstract in second order. That's also a bit mathematic style. And therefore it's really important to see that it's not old school landscape painting. For me it's very important to have new material like silicone and lacquer, and they are not done on a normal way, like out of the colors. They are in layers done, and I have some small problems I always have to solve. So it's really a new way of landscape painting. And you questioned the black paintings. The blacks refer to abstract black monochrome paintings like Ed Reinhardt or Rauschenberg from the 1950s and 60s, but I wanted to do monochrome black landscape paintings. That's really new, and they depend so much on the brush stroke and on the breaking of the light. So it's very important to walk across the black paintings, and then they change all the time.
So let's leave the materials, techniques, and art history on side. And what's the bottom of the spirit of the landscape you want to express? I mean, what exactly the spirit part of the landscape painting mean to you?
Yeah, first of all, I think nature is a very important motive, and thematically now it's really important more than ever. But when I started 20 years ago, nobody cared about landscape painting and how to do it now in a contemporary way. So I really wanted to make this strong again, and I wanted to focus on the main idea of landscape. It's not filled with narration and nothing is happening in my landscape, so there are no persons inside, and it's not like in romantic paintings. It's the small human in the overwhelming big nature. I always focus in, I zoom in, and then it's the basic of nature. And I want to have a good view. So it's always about combination of a good standpoint for a viewer, and I want to get deep inside that you are not missing the idea because there's some small hint and an animal or people inside. So it's really the essence of nature what interests me in the paintings.
Because I understand it's very difficult to create something new from the tradition, because they all very excel already in techniques. And any suggestions from you to young artists who are trying to do from tradition to contemporary?
Yeah, that is really not easy, because when you're a painter, you go through university, you go through all the same ways. And it's so important to find your own style, your own aesthetics as painter. But that's not easy, because there's so many painters outside, and it looks like everything is done already. So I was very lucky to find my special technique with the silicone, oil and lacquer. I'm really happy about it, because it's so recognizable. If you know my paintings, you can recognize them every time, because it's so special. So maybe it's about, for the students, try out everything. Don't hear so much to your professors. Maybe find your own way and just do it.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think, yes, this is a very, will be a very successful show. And I think people won't forget after looking into your paintings. And wish you success, and thank you for interview, and thank you for the show.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for inviting me for the show.
Thank you, and sorry we can't shake hands.
Bye.
Okay, see you.